Alright, so today's video is on the RGD-33. It's going to be a bit big for the screen, I think, but basically Soviet hand grenade, apparently designed in 1933. You've seen them around. They are pretty popular in games and movies and stuff. And I'm just going to show you how it works. This, unfortunately, is not the right detonator for it. It is also empty in case somebody thinks that. Anyway, so you'll see why it's not the right one. But these grenades were shipped all in separate pieces. And basically you assemble them before use. It is a bit of a complex grenade. I have to get some light on here. Don't know if it's visible, but you could just see the firing pin at the bottom of that hole. Probably not even in. Anyway, you could see a firing pin. The firing pin is actually fixed in it, so that'll help you understand the rest of it. The two little pieces you see right in the hole there is a safety, basically. So when these are on, when you load it in, you can't hit the actual firing pin with the while you're holding it. All right, so when you've got this as a soldier, I guess, or anyone who finds a stash of these, the O-ring here is just because it's Russian, so it's all weakened up here, so I can't really get it to work properly without having it. There's supposed to be a washer, I think, in there. I've never seen one, but it's supposed to be in the, they mention a washer of some sort. So it just screws together, normally, like so, like that. All right. Now you've got the basic grenade here. And if you wanted to have extra shrapnel on it, you would basically install this here, which just slides over it. Go in there, and then by pulling on this carefully, you see it just blocks it so it can't come up again. All right, this here is just a safety. So the way this works is once you're ready to use it, you still don't have a detonator in it. So just before you go into, I guess, the shit, you would prepare your grenade. Preparing the grenade is pretty simple, but the whole thing is a little bit weird and complex. So you would set this to like off safe, which by seeing the hole here. So this way it's on armed basically. You would pull on the grenade, and then while you're pulling on it, you twist it. Now it's twisted into another location. They would see that it says armed because in here it's painted red. You see a little bit of it, but it's really hard to see on camera and it doesn't really have much left. So this is armed, so what you would do now is you would switch it over. Now your grenade's safe. If you pull on it, nothing's moving because this blocks the movement. You would then take the top here, push down, push over, and you would fit the proper firing detonator in it. And now this should fit in there, and then this would close over top. So we'll pretend we have the right one in there. You closed over your detonator now, your detonator hole now. As you see, the gap is here, so it's ready to go. If you got ready to fire it now, well, throw it, I guess you would say, you would now take it from being unsafe and now it's on fire. I can't show you to you in the video how it is right now just because it's too light. There's no explosive in it. I'm not throwing it like my life depended on it. But when you go to throw this grenade, what's pulling on here is a giant spring. It takes a whole distance in here, and it's coiled in a certain direction, obviously, and locked into place. So when I pulled it and twisted it, I actually twisted against the spring, and it put into another hole. I'll pull on this after to show you what the amount is. Anyway, so now once you clip this into firing and you go to throw it, the force from the weight on here trying to go outwards is going to pull on the grenade. I'll try to hold it here. It's going to try to pull on the grenade to go that way. And you see how it twisted over? No, it wasn't. But it twisted right back into this original spot. This means now that it's able to move that extra distance, and the detonator was able to hit the firing pin. It then has a delay, obviously, and since you were throwing it, it's no longer in your hands anymore, so you shouldn't have a problem with it blowing up near you. This one here, I'm going to try to show you because most people don't do this because they'll end up eventually breaking it. I'm going to move my coffee just in case it does. But when you pull on this, take the safe off of it, you could see how it's sort of designed there. And you notice the cutouts and everything. Well, at this point, I could probably shift this over far enough. I'm trying to get it to the point where I could remove it. There you go. All right. This is all the external safety does. You see it's a little piece of metal sticking out. See, now in the arm position, those little teeth could be pushed out of the way. So now this could actually impact it'll be pushed out of the way enough that it's able to impact the firing pin when the firing pin is actually released with this. So as you see, it's like that. You can't see the legs in there because it's way too dark still. Unfortunately, it's not easy to see through here. I was able to get light. You can actually sort of see inside there. I don't think I'll be able to get a good picture of the spring for you guys. But anyway, just understand that this coil, this spot here, the rounded thing, is where the spring is, and that's the actual spring there. So it's coiled in this case from the bottom in a counterclockwise. So when you twist it clockwise, it goes against the spring, and as soon as it's free to turn back, it'll try to go back into its position as a spring. And that's what gives it the rotation that's needed to fire it. All right, so a bit more of an explanation. On the inner tube of the grenade, you have basically the cutout that's in the front where the safety is and the cutout in the back. This is what the actual grenade runs along. So there's a pin that actually fits in here. And this is basically just your safety. So in order for it to basically just so it locks it. So normally when you get the grenade, the safety is sitting right here. So it's sitting in this little cutout here. This is why if you were to leave it on safe and pull on the grenade to try to arm it, it would impact on here and obviously not let you go anywhere. So that's why when you saw me in the first part of it, I basically just shifted the safety to the left, which puts it in this position here. Then as you pull, your pin that's riding in here goes to the bottom. Once it gets to the bottom here, your firing pin is pretty much here. Your safety is pretty much here. You're able to rotate it, the outer handle clockwise, which means your inner is going counterclockwise. So now you're firing, your safety's over here. So as you see, the back rises up, so this down, and then the safety goes up here, and it locks into this position here. So now at that point, I had it, and it shows the red that would be normally here on the outer wall. So that's when you have the fire, the safety is to the left. You're able to see the red that's here, which means that it's armed and ready to throw. So what you would do is at that point, as you saw me, I shifted the safety to the right, which now puts it in this location here. So if you were to try to throw it like that, it would block on here and you wouldn't be able to get anything happening with the grenade. It just acts as a physical block to keep you from pulling on the grenade, because the act of the grenade moving up is enough to is what causes it to actually fire. So that's why I had it in safe when you install the the detonator. Once you're ready to throw it, you shift the safety over so it's no longer blocking here, it's back in here. So as soon as you throw it, the only thing that's guiding it is the pin that's on this side. So you throw it, it pulls up, the pin goes here, there's no longer a block on here, the spring tries to rotate it in that direction there. So the inner turns clockwise, the outer turns counterclockwise, whichever one you want to see. Slides through here, and then because of the fact that you got this whole open area, it acts like a reverse bolt on a gun, and your detonator and obviously explosive head is able to slide down into the firing pin, which is fixed to the outer tube. So I hope that makes sense. It should at this point in time. It's a little bit clearer to explain here than on the actual grenade. But basically it's just a, if you guys have ever seen those pen guns, same idea, except you arm it and fire it by the physical throwing of the grenade. If you really needed to, you could still just pull and twist the grenade. No, just pull on the grenade head while it's in your hands, and you could set it off that way. Then get rid of it as quickly as you can, because obviously you're still at a delay. And as you can see here, once it's flipped over here, it impacts the detonator. So even if you play with the safety at that point and put the safety over, it's doing nothing to protect you. It's not going to stop the grenade from exploding. So I hope that explains it a little bit better. And if there's any questions still, feel free to leave them at the bottom. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not as clear as some of the other ones, but I'm hoping I was able to at least get people to understand how this grenade works. So thank you for watching, and once again, any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments under the video. And have a good one.